Hello everybody, it's Maikito. Quickly going over yesterday's picks. I was one away from a full sweep. My only miss was set of Follini higher than 2.5 saves. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't like he wasn't saving anything. It's just the fact that Empoli only shot one shot on target and he saved it. But that was the only miss. Gross higher than 1.5 tackles hit. Veltman higher than 2.5 tackles hit. Areola over 3.5. Cole Palmer over 1.5 shots on target hit. Tijani lower than 0.5 shots on target hit. And then Jaume, he got subbed out after like 30-40 minutes. Like I said, he was cold. He hadn't played, and maybe that's the reason why he ended up getting injured and he got subbed out. Unfortunate for him, but it was good for us. And then Chelsea Moneyline hit. They absolutely destroyed West Ham. And Leverkusen won a draw. They beat Frankfurt. So was one pick away from the sweep. Another really good day. And again, like always, hopefully we can carry the momentum going into tomorrow. There's a couple of games, and there were a couple of picks that I did like. And I am getting this video out a little earlier because one, I work tonight, and two, I'm going to be working on finals tomorrow or tonight and tomorrow, and I have to work tomorrow. So I just thought I'd go ahead and get the video out the way. So I did find some picks that I did like. My first three picks are all in the same game, all in the English Premier League. It's in the Man U Crystal Palace game. My first pick is Andre Onana, lower than 4.5 saves, playing away from home against Palace. He averages 3.85 saves in general throughout the whole season, so already under this mark in general. He played him earlier in the season, and he had no saves, and he needs to get 5 saves. First of all, I think that's too high. Second of all, since the beginning of this year, like after they came back from December break, he's only gone over in 3 away games, and it's been against City, Villa, and Chelsea, all who have good attacks. City averaged 6.5 shots on target at home, Villa averaged 5.6, and Chelsea averaged 6.6. And Palace, on the other hand, averaged only 4.5 shots on target at home. So I just think this is too high of a mark for Onana, especially considering the fact that it's not like Palace have a really good attack. I would maybe consider this if Eze was playing, but he's unlikely to play. He is still kind of injured, and if he does play, he'll come off the bench. And United are going to be on the attack because they'll be top 6 with a win. So I feel like United are going to be more controlling of the ball than Palace. So I just think it's too high of a mark for Onana to get 5 saves. My next pick is his teammate. I've taken him in the last 2 games. He's hit for us both games. I'm taking him again. It is Alejandro Garnacho, higher than 2.5 shots. I'm going to keep taking it until they bump this up. 2.5, I just think is a steal. He went over in both of the games that I took him. And the reason why is, like I said before, it's because Marcus Rashford is injured. Garnacho's playing on the left now. And when he plays on the left, he takes more shots. He averages 3.5 shots per 90. We just need him to get 3. And Palace is also another team that is weak at defending the wings, and that's exactly where he plays. And like I said earlier, they're top 6 with the win, so he's going to be aggressive. He's their best attacking player, arguably the best player this season for Manchester United. And he played him earlier in the season off the bench. He only played 30 minutes, and he played on the left. And guess what? He took 3 shots in those 30 minutes. So I think this is a good mark for Garnacho to go higher than 2.5 shots again. My next pick is on the other side. It is Daniel Munoz, higher than 3.5 tackles. He averages 4.2 tackles at home, so already averages over this mark. And he's going to be guarding Garnacho. And Garnacho is going to be the main source of attack for Man U. Most of Man U's attacks come from the left, so there's going to be plenty of opportunities for him to try to take the ball away from him and try to stop Man U's attack. So he's going to have a lot of defensive duty, the main defensive duty. He plays on the right. He moves up and down. So, like I said, he's going to have a lot of opportunities to get these tackles. And against teams that have good attacks, against Newcastle, he had 9. These are over the last 4 or 5 games, by the way. These are recent games. Against Newcastle, he had 9. Against West Ham, he had 8. Against Liverpool, he had 6. And against City, he had 3. So it just goes to show when he plays these good attacks, he's going to be tackling whether he even is successful at them or not. It's going to be playing against Garnacho, who does like to attack and where most of Man U's attacks play anyways. So I like Daniel Munoz, higher than 3.5 tackles. And my last player prop is in France League 1. It is Luca Chevalier, lower than 3.5 saves, playing at home for Lille. going up against Lyon. First of all, he averages 2.81 saves in general, so already under this mark, and he's gone under this mark in 4 out of 5 games at home, and his last 8 out of 10 at home. So that's an 80% hit rate in general. Lille averaged 8.1 shots conceded. They allow 8 shots at home compared to 11 shots away. And I mentioned that because they've actually played Lyon twice. Both of them were away from home, and where Lille allowed 11 shots, Lyon took 13 and 11 shots against them, and half of those were on target. So he actually did go over in both of those games. But one, I just feel like that's a trap for them. That's why they have it at 3.5 in the first place. And also, I just don't think that first of all, they're only going to take 8 shots likely because they'll have a good attack. And very unlikely that half of those are on target again. And it's also a little higher due to Lyon's recent form because they've been playing good. But most of those games have been at home. So again, I just think this is just a little too high of a mark for him. If it gets bumped down to 3, I wouldn't take it because he could get 3. So you just end up pushing anyways. But at 3.5, I just think this is just a little too high for Chevalier to get 4 saves. And Lille need to be aggressive this game, or at least not lose, because they are close to their 4th place, and if they win, they'll be top 3. So you can look at this at a 50-50, but I'm leaning more towards him going under 3.5 saves. I want to give a shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito, link in the description. That will match your first deposit up to $100. I also have my Cashapp linked in the description. If you're ever feeling generous and want to give back, we've been doing really good lately, and we've been making a lot of money. Nothing's ever required for you guys to send me, but anything that you guys do send is very much appreciated. And then I also have my Fliff where I send the money lines. I also have my code there in case you guys want to use those and you don't have a place to bet on money lines. But I really appreciate anybody who uses any of those codes. My one money line lean is the Atalanta money line against Salernitana. Atalanta need this win to be in the European spots, I believe, and they're 2 games behind. And they're going against a weak team, so it's a good motivation for them. The only reason why I'm saying it's a lean is because Atalanta their next game in a couple days is the semifinal of the Europa League, I believe, against Marseille, and they tied the first game. So Atalanta might not play their full starters. I'm sure they'll play at least half of their starters, but they are likely not to play about half of them. So that just worries me a little bit that this could somehow end in the draw. So that's why I think they should win, but just because of those substitutions, I'm taking that as a lean. But my one money line play, there's only 4 games tomorrow. That's the only one I like, and the only one that I think is close to value for you to double your money, like I did yesterday. It's the Lille money line against Lyon. They've gone over this mark in 11 out of 15 home games, and their last 4 out of 5 at home. And they need to win more than Lyon. Like I said, they're 4th place right now, which would get them a Europa League spot. But they're a game behind, and if they win this game, they'll be 3rd place. They'll be beating Brest by 1 point, so they'll move up to 3rd place in the league, and that would get them a Champions League spot. And after this game, there's only like 2 or 3 games left, so it's a crucial game for them to beat Lyon, and I think they will. They've played 2 games against them already this season, both away from home, where they're weaker, and they beat them in one of them and lost the other one. And now they're playing at home. I backed them to win. They have a good defense. They've only they've only conceded 8 goals in 15 games, so they average about half a goal a game. So if Lyon maybe score 1, I still think Lille outscored them because Lille is an average defense away, and I think this is all Lille have to play for. They don't have anything else to play for, so I think this is just good motivation for them at home. They need that spot. They have a good team. They don't have any major injuries, so I like the Lille money line against Lyon. Thank you everybody for watching. If you watched all the way through, could you leave a like and a comment in the video? It would help boost the algorithm out and boost this video out to more people. And if you could subscribe, that would really help as well. Hopefully we can do good like we did yesterday. Still on a really good streak, and knock on wood, we keep it going. And I do like these picks for tomorrow's games, so hopefully you'll all have a good day and a good night, and we can cash out again tomorrow.